So traders, there's actually something really interesting happening right now when it comes to silver and gold, but also the stock market. Are we starting to find a bit of a bottoming pattern there? What's going on there? There's actually something really interesting. Also, I want to share with you one pattern that the reason why on a shorter time frame chart, why something that has actually happened with silver. So let's go straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alright traders, let's get straight into the session today. So let's actually start off with the good old silver chart and we'll get into the other markets. So the silver chart here, look at what's happening right now, okay? So this silver chart right now, look what's happening, right? So we had a low, high, an equal low through there. Now look what's happening. We had this very strong move up. Look where we were actually rejected, right? Complete rejection. What's next? So what's next out of this level through here is probably a bit of a pullback. Now this is actually something that I was talking with my private clients today. As I talk with them, I'm with them basically every single day. If you are interested in becoming a private client, guys, second link in the description, you can apply for it. So the thing that I was talking about with my private clients today was that about how when something already makes a move, what most people do is, or what most people who haven't been trading the markets for a long time, what they don't understand is that the market goes through different cycles, right? We go through movement cycles and we go through pullback cycles, right? So it could be pullback like that, could be sideways like that, right? Then we go through another movement cycle, okay? So we go through these movement cycles in the markets here, right? So that's actually what we're seeing through here. So we've already had a very nice movement cycle, right? So this movement or using energy has already come through here. So now it just makes sense that we're at a bit of resistance, that we're going to get a bit of a short-term pullback. But what I honestly believe is happening right now on silver is that we're just getting a rejection. We're probably likely to get a bit of a pullback, but I don't believe it's going to be that long-lived, right? We do actually have a lot of support and resistance happening around that level there. So looking at this here, we may only have, something like this happening before we get another breakout like that, right? So we may only get that when it comes to the silver market. So that's what I'm seeing through there. But if we have a look at again, this is something I was talking today, really important. Here's something really important, guys. Whenever you're looking at the charts, if you ever notice something makes a really big move like this and then has like a little bit of a pullback, the market movement here is probably not going to be big, only because we already had a big move, right? So rule of thumb that I like to use is that if I'm getting into a trade after the market's already had a good move in a direction, well, I've sort of missed the boat, right? I've sort of missed that boat, so to speak, if you know what I mean, right? So, and that's where, like, I was talking with some of my clients today, and I was saying, John, how come silver's failing through here? And the reason why is because we already had this really big up move, and then we had a little bit of a pullback, and then we got going again, right? So that's what we're actually seeing through there. Let's go look at the gold market as well. Now, short-term analysis, gold is definitely still on this sort of downward slope through here. We still are in a bit of a slight little downward trend, but that's actually fastly starting to potentially turn around here. So we can see here that we have this sort of low point through here, lower high. We could be getting a lower high coming through real soon out of this level, okay? Could be getting a real strong lower high, low, and also lower low through here, right? Low, lower high, and lower high, low, and lower low through there, right? So we still could be getting more downside movement through here. Now, the really big key that I'm focusing on here is, this is the daily chart here, but this weekly chart is definitely setting up for, it looks like a bit of a bull flag formation. Look at this here. Look at that through there, right? Looks like a bit of a bull flag formation happening. So if that is the case on the weekly chart, we're probably going to get a bit of a breakout. And if that happens, then we're probably likely to see some really big upside to come. Let's go look at the S&P 500 here. S&P 500 is definitely starting to get the bounce. And again, guys, this is something that I expected. I also do say, guys, that we're getting this bounce here. We don't know what's going to happen here. I don't believe we're going to go for a really big move yet. I think we have a bit more sort of sideways movement to come through here. I think this next month is going to be more like this happening, and then maybe moving into what's that? October, November, we're probably going to get a breakout and then see an all-time new high. I'm still expecting on the S&P 500 an all-time new high, but we had a very strong move up and a very strong move down. I don't believe it's not ready yet for the next big leg. I don't believe that. So I believe, yes, we could be getting moving here, but I believe we could be getting something like this and then something like this. Right, something like that, and then eventually we start to go through another big breakout. Actually, that's a lot longer than right. That's back in. That's actually in. Oh no, that's true. That's December there. This is sort of October, November. Yeah, so I reckon maybe the last couple of months we're probably likely to get that Santa Claus rally out of that, but it's not ready yet for that next big leg up. I don't believe we've had a very strong move up through here, very strong. Now we're getting this sort of action through here. Again, it's just, I don't believe it's ready for that, not yet. So that's actually, we'll look at the S&P 500. Let's go look at the Dow Jones. And the Dow Jones, once again, we're getting a bit of a bounce. What's going to happen here? Are we going to roll over here? There's actually very strong levels. We're actually right at that level of resistance there. Really key level through here, right? So we are bouncing off. The trend is moving up through here. So the trend is really strong through here right now. What actually happens here? Do we roll over or do we continue up? Right? If we do start to roll over from here, like that and like that, you know what that means, guys, right? You know what that means? If that happens, then we're probably likely to see something like that on the Dow Jones. If we do get this over the next, say, couple of days to a week or so, right? We get something like that. But if it doesn't, and if it doesn't, and then we start to, or we may do something like that, and then we continue back up like that, guess where we're headed to? Probably all-time new high. So this is a really, 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 really important choice through here, guys. And in that free trading course, guys, first link in the description, you'll be able to see that I talk a lot about this when it comes to trend analysis and stuff like that, the trading techniques side of things. Now looking at the Nasdaq, again, just a nice little pullback. I don't believe it's not ready yet for the next big move. We still need a bit more time. So we're probably likely, again, we may get something like this, or maybe something like this. I believe we'll probably like something like this, and then maybe get ready for another move. We especially with the Nasdaq, we've had all this move up, and now we've only had this sort of move through here. Remember I said before about when something has a really big move up, you want to stay away from it because it needs a lot more time to refuel. I use this as energy fields or energy phases. So this one through there to there is one big energy phase. So it's used all that energy, and now we've only had this little pullback, right? We need probably, if we're looking at this sort of length through here, from there to there, we'll probably need the exact same length moving over. So maybe somewhere through there. So I'd have to say maybe something through there somewhere, maybe, as in time. So I believe we're probably like to get something like that, and then maybe break out and get ready to go again. I don't believe we're going to go through a big crash in the markets. I believe the market's likely to continue holding high here, and I believe that that's what we're seeing through there for when it comes to that. And on to the Russell, right? Russell is still creating that high low again. I'm really watching this level through here. What happens here overall? Because this is a bit of a do or die for the Russell. The Russell situation, if we look at that weekly chart, we're actually starting to get a very strong little bounce through here. Where you can see the last bounces was there, last bounce was there, and last bounce was there, right? So bounce, bounce, bounce. Look at this here, but up, down, a 50% pullback, and now we're holding here. What happens over the next couple of weeks with this one here, especially this one here? Now, if the Russell continues up very strongly through here, guys, and we start to get that really nice movement up, if we continue to get something like that, and then maybe a bit of a pullback, and then maybe something like that, then that breaking is going to be significant, and we're likely to make an extraordinary quality move in the market. So there we go, guys. There's what I'm looking at there. If you do need some help, guys, the first thing in the description, I'm giving away a free complete trading course from the biggest mistakes you're making to the chart reading techniques, advanced chart reading techniques. I give you my trading system and so much more. First thing in the description. If you are interested in becoming a private client for the next 12 months, where you and I are basically I'm coaching you pretty much every single day. You and I are talking every single day. This is a closed group. Then that's second link in the description. Go fill out the application form, and I'll see you in the next video.